Right, so in this video we're going to be reacting to Kaspa CEO doing a presentation on DAG Night. So if you're not holding any Kaspa, make sure to stick around till the end of the video, as he's going to be kind of covering how his idea came to mind and what he predicts for the future of Kaspa. Before we get into all of that, let's see how Kaspa is holding up right now. And as you guys can see, it is sitting at roughly 1 cent, or roughly 10 cents, 0.1 $0.71, right? Its market cap is sitting at 2.3 billion, which is great, a very strong market cap, and its volume is sitting at 26.7 million, down 27.7 or 0.55% for the day. Overall, it has been pretty bearish, I'm not gonna lie, but this is why I think it's a great opportunity to kind of start DCAing right now, as it's not gonna get much lower than this, right? And for the year, it is looking incredible. All time, it is also looking incredible. And mind you, Kaspa has not been through a bull run yet. So yeah, if you want more information, make sure to stick around till the end, as Jonathan, the CEO, will be giving you that information. So without further ado, let's get into the video, right?
I'm Jonathan, and this is the DAG Night protocol. It's a joint work with Michael Sutton from DAG Labs. So 14 years ago today, Satoshi released his Bitcoin white paper. And since then, I developed the hobby of devising alternative consensus protocols based on proof of work. It started with Ghost Protocol, Spectre, and Phantom Ghost DAG. But none of these protocols, nor any other consensus protocol, achieves what we set out to do in DAG Night. So about 3 years ago, we set out on a journey to solve the following problem. We were trying to achieve a proof of work protocol that is resilient to up to 50% attackers without knowing anything about the network delay.
Yeah, that is tough, guys. Obviously, a lot of people or a lot of projects have tried solving the security issue, right? Like Solana kind of tries solving that as well, but not to the degree of Kaspa. And yeah, that's the utility behind Kaspa, right? That's something that Solana or Kaspa is trying to kind of improve, you know what I mean? And yeah, that's the CEO always needs to have a vision, and in my opinion, Jonathan does have a vision.
Okay, so Bitcoin, or in its formal name, Nakamoto Consensus, or Phantom Ghost DAG, these protocols assume something about network delay. Bitcoin assumes network delay is much smaller than 10 minutes. Phantom Ghost DAG assumes a different parameter, but all of these works do not assume something about the network delay. And we want to do something that, we want to devise a protocol that does not assume anything. And this is no easy task. It took us about 3 years. And there's a good reason why it's not an easy task. It seems to contradict known impossibility results in the consensus literature. Okay, so a bit of a background, intuition about synchronous versus partially synchronous protocols. So synchronous protocols are consensus protocols where the consensus assumes a global upper bound on a network delay. For instance, Bitcoin's 10 minutes. And the output is an ordering of the events in the system. Okay, so you can achieve resiliency to 49% attackers. This is a known result. In partially synchronous protocols, the protocol is not allowed to know anything about the delay. So no 10 minutes, no other 5-6 seconds or Ethereum, and that sort of stuff. And it's a well-known result that in that case, you can only achieve 67% or 34% resiliency to Byzantine attackers. Okay, so
Yeah, so obviously the CEO knows what he's talking about. Let me know what you think, which consensus is better in your opinion. In my opinion, the partially synchronous consensus is more efficient, right? A little bit better for the long term. That's always something you need to look out for. And yeah, obviously we're going to see how Kaspa operates in a bit, but right now he's kind of going into the what inspired him, right? That's also something very important for a CEO, to have a vision, and he's kind of looking at giving us a perspective of what gave him that vision.
Any attacker with a third or more of the hash rate can attack the system. So with these two results, it does seem that we set out to solve an impossible challenge. And indeed, throughout these 3 years, we did occasionally break down mentally. So what's the advantage of not assuming anything about the latency? The advantage is you can be responsive to the network actual delay. Meaning, so in Bitcoin, we have the 10 minutes latency parameter, but since then, the network infrastructure has improved immensely, but we're still stuck with this block interval of 10 minutes. And similarly, in any consensus protocol that is synchronous, you are stuck with a parameter that you began with. So if you have a block time of 12 seconds, then you're stuck with it even if the network is much faster. So we want to have a consensus protocol that is responsive, can perform tightly with the actual network delay, and I'll be more precise about that shortly, but it's still resilient to 50%, to up to 50% attackers.
Yeah, so basically, guys, what he wants, and what he wanted, actually, I should say, as this is 1 year ago, and he did achieve that, is a consensus that kind of gets the best of both worlds, right? We analyzed what one of them and another one of them did pretty well, and he wants to make it like best of both worlds, best case scenario, maximum efficiency, maximum security, right? And that's what he's trying to achieve. And yeah, it's a very interesting interview, kind of giving you what it's like, giving you a perspective of what it's like to live in his head and in Jonathan's head, and like in a CEO's mind, like what he thinks, how he achieves these things, and that's very important, of course.
Okay, so what do I mean by being responsive to the actual network delay? If by that we mean to the network delay that we observe in the system, then this is impossible to solve. This is a known impossibility result, both in the permissioned partial synchrony literature and in the permissionless and the proof of work literature. There's a work by Pass and Shi that show that indeed you can't achieve this property. But you can achieve this property if you want to be responsive, not to the network delay that you see in the current network, but to the maximal delay that you believe an attacker can impose on the network. So let's say I see that the Bitcoin blocks are propagating within 1 or 2 seconds. This is not enough. I need to additionally assume, okay, an attacker cannot delay the blocks in the system by more than 10 seconds. So my parameter is 10 seconds.
And yeah, guys, basically that's all the time we have for today's video. If you want to check out the rest, we'll leave a link in the description, and we also might react to it in another video. You never know. But overall, I'm very impressed with the CEO and what his vision is. And overall, right, like efficiency is very important, and I feel like Kaspa is providing that. And I think once this bull run happens, obviously, right, Kaspa hasn't been in a bull run, so all-time price high is right now, like roughly in this this fall and this year. So with a bull run, especially with the Bitcoin halving, I think it's gonna be mad, right? I think it's gonna be absolutely crazy how big Kaspa will become. But with that being said, I love talking to you today. Leave all your thoughts in the comments down below, and peace.